Celtic word. It means the Lord of the Dead, the end of summer.
Hello everyone, it is me, Samhain, coming to you again from a very cold and snowy January day. It is so cold and snowy that I do not even want to look outside. I'd much rather look inside this box here and see what arrived for me today. I think I know what it is, but we'll go ahead and look anyway, right? And this is from a place called the Collector's Box in California. A place that I discovered on Facebook looking for this figure here. Oops, did I give it away? Oh well, it's a figure, okay. But which figure is it? Well, you'll just have to wait until I do this. Who is it? But Frankenstein's monster. The ultimate Frankenstein's monster. From our friends at, where else but NECA. So let's see what he looks like. I'm guessing he looks like a Frankenstein monster. What do you think he looks like? Oh, indeed he does. All right. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Whoa, hello. Come on back. This is the silver screen version. This is how he appears on screen. He is not colorized on screen. There is a colorized version of the figure, but we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. Right now, let's just look at it. Let's see if we get a close-up here, because I had to put the autofocus lock on. There we go. I took it off, and it's pretty cool. Got the expressions on him, all the expressions you know from the movie. So yeah, I couldn't wait. I just kind of had to take him right out of the box and put him on display, and all I gotta say is wow. I mean, geez, he looks just like the one in the movie. It is the same face as Boris Karloff in that movie, in Frankenstein. It's literally, it looks just like him. I'm telling you, these NECA figures, I haven't actually collected a lot of action figures since I was really young. I wasn't really into them. But with these NECA figures that are coming out, these ultimate ones especially, man, they all just look so good. I got 2 more on the way too. And I got another one here that I got to review too. Actually, I got 2 of them, but those aren't horror ones. But for the horror channel here, we're going to review this one here. And man, I mean, just look at these. Unbelievable just how much he looks like Boris Karloff. Does he got some glitter on him? I thought I saw a glitter spark there. Is that glitter? Has he got some glitter on him? No, it might be some glue. You know, the thing is, these are still, you know, each one of these is unique, and you'll get little things like that, like a little glue spot, or maybe a little spot where the paint didn't go through all the way or whatever, you know, or that kind of thing. But other than that, I'm real happy with it. He's pretty tall too. Let's see. Let's go ahead and measure him here. And the monster, not totally standing up straight, but almost. He is just about 8 inches tall. So yeah, he's he looks taller for some reason. Just out of all the action figures that I've had, he looks the tallest. Even though I think the Halloween 2 Michael Myers one that I just got, the retro clothed one, I think that one is actually a little taller, but he looks pretty tall right here. Let's spin him to the side here. You know what he reminds me of, especially in this shot? Have you ever played Haunted Castle? It's a really old game that used to be in the arcade. It's basically before Konami and Nintendo came around with Castlevania. Haunted Castle was like the Castlevania in the arcade, but there's a level of Frankenstein's monster, and I'm telling you, right here on the side, he's like a spitting image of him. It's, I mean, maybe not even a spitting image. I think it really does look exactly like him. So that was another reason I wanted this version. Now there is a colorized version, but I wasn't as impressed with that one because I have never seen that movie colorized at all. And I'm not sure I would like it that way. I think I like it, like, you know, the same thing with King Kong and the rest of the Universal monsters, like the Creature and the Mummy and that. I just prefer them to be on the silver screen. So this is the black and white version, the silver screen version, but he actually does have some color to him. It's kind of hard to tell, but he's not just completely black and white like the movie is, or you know what they call monochromatic. He's not that. He's polychromatic. He's got a little bit of, just a little bit of tone in there, a little bit of grayish brown or tan, just a very slight amount, just enough so he doesn't look completely black and white. And I think that's really cool. And I think he looks really good. Man, he's scary. Look at that. Before I learned about Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger and all of them, I watched these movies, these Universal horror movies. These were the ones my dad introduced me to. So for a while, the boogeyman to me was this guy here, Frankenstein's monster. But anyway, let's go ahead and have a close look on him like this. Yeah, I really like him. Really like him. Wow. I'm telling you. You know, this is one of those things that I'm going to keep forever. I don't think I'll ever get rid of because it just reminds me so much of, you know, growing up and that, and it just looks just like him. Jeez. So here we have the monster. I've changed his hands and one of his heads, and we have him in one of the more famous shots of the movie where he is down by the lake with the little girl. And we start to see his human side a little bit. He likes to play the game with the little girl of throwing the flowers into the water and letting them float. And he likes it a lot, but you know, he can't communicate. He's got that criminal's brain, which was just installed in him, so he couldn't communicate. So he got a little confused and decided to pick the little girl up and throw her in the lake, and of course she couldn't swim and she drowned. It's actually a really sad scene, and later on when her father is carrying her corpse to the town square or whatever, it's kind of a really sad part because you feel real bad because you know he didn't really mean to do it, but the girl still died. And, you know, they still see him as the monster. Man, look at that. Wow. So here is the monster in what I guess is his final form. Well, actually, this scene takes place earlier in the movie than the flower scene, but here he is with his chains on. I will say that exchanging the hands and the head on this figure was not difficult at all. It was pretty easy to do, even though I didn't do it on camera. It's still pretty easy to do. Oh yeah, and another thing I learned is with the chains here, I don't have it set right now, but you can actually use the chains and pull them up here to cover up the joints there. Yeah, so you can hide your joint. But yeah, I really just love this figure a lot. Pretty cool. Not a whole lot to say about him. Here's the box. I think you already saw it, but open it up and look at it anyway. You know, it's got the pictures on it and all that. I tried to set him up according to these pictures just for the video, but when I get him set up like how I want him, then I'll pose him real good. He'll probably have the these chains on like that. Couple more shots of the box here. Really like the look right there. Man, Boris Karloff was such a great actor. He was in so many different horror movies too. So many different horror movies. He was also the voice of the Grinch. So yeah, not a whole lot else to say about it. Really loving these NECA figures. They are just so realistic looking. They're just capture the looks of all the figures that they make them for. They do a really good job with them. You know, we had some good ones when I was a kid too, but they just didn't have quite the detail, the realistic detail that these have. So more than happy to start collecting them again and putting them on display. Hoping maybe if NECA ever sees this video, that maybe they might consider pursuing the Bride of Frankenstein. Not just the bride herself, but also the Frankenstein monster from that movie. Hope you enjoyed this review. Any questions or comments, just leave below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. But you know, this is just a figure. They have these around. You can probably find some even better reviews than mine on them. But I hope you enjoyed mine anyway. So go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't, because I'll be uploading some more reviews soon. And I'll have some more masks too. More Michael Myers stuff coming. Lots of that stuff coming too. So stay tuned.